going on, Jerome's? Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day. Birds are chirping and stuff. It's time for another Vikings news dump. So today, for Americans, it is Memorial Day, and it's a hotly contested debate. What Memorial Day means. A lot of people just see it as a day off, and a lot of people just really go hard in the paint at people who say it's just a day off. But no, it's just. It is a day to remember those who gave their lives, gave the last full measure to make sure that we live in this amazing country and enjoy the freedoms that we have. So, just take a moment today, give thanks and honor the men and women who died. And I don't know, so my great-grandfather, Basil, he fought in World War II. It's kind of badass. He was a mechanic and recovery expert in Patton's Third Army. So Jeeps, tanks, whatever. Like, he was a mechanic on it. And also just like retrieving stuff, right? And repair. It's badass. It's badass, man. And so he was literally a horse trader, which is kind of awesome, man. I don't know what happened to me, but he always had this interesting stance on things, where whether it's Memorial Day, whether it's Veterans Day, and he would always say that, well, for Memorial Day, he would say that the people who died for your freedoms would want you to enjoy them. That was stuck with me. All right. So, take a moment to remember and give thanks, and also just, enjoy the freedoms and enjoy, what we have. So there you go. And this weekend, so we drove around to the gravestones of my dad, grandparents and stuff like that. Cleaned them up, put out flowers. My wife gets so mad. My wife gets so mad because I crack a beer at some of the gravestones with my pops and with my grandpa. She's like, "That's not appropriate." It's like, it's the most appropriate thing. Public drinking, pouring one out. I don't know, but so the daughter's 9 now, and she's starting to really understand about honoring the dead, honoring your ancestors, and she's kind of getting into genealogy stuff and asking about, well, my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, is her middle namesake. And this wasn't planned, but there was a couple of Margarets in our family, a couple generations back. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, so I never understood genealogy, but now she's getting into it. Anyways, long story longer, Vikings news dump. So, point of clarification. So yesterday, I had an offhand comment about Dwight Nudie McLaughlin. Now, he's number 29 now, Xavier Rhodes, but in camp last year, he wore 47. And the pride of LSU and Arkansas, 47 is really badass, right? And we said, rocking 47 like Mel Blount. And a lot of people commented, well, what about 47 like Joey Browner? I was strictly talking about 47 in a cornerback perspective. Joey Browner, obviously one of the more underrated safeties of all time, but I was talking about strictly in a cornerback perspective. And Mel Blount, they literally changed the rules because of Mel Blount, because he was so damn good at press man coverage. And by the way, if you see Mel Blount, last couple of years, he still looks like he could play. Getting after things, man. But he was tall, he was long, he was physical, he was the prototype bump and run, maybe hold a little bit type cornerback. But Mel Blount was a badass, man. He was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, Joey Browner's a badass, Dwight Nudie McLaughlin's a badass in his own right, but that's specifically what we were talking about. Speaking of safeties, so I know that a lot of people were bummed when Cam Beasley Bynum was signed away by the Colts. He got paid. Respect. The pride of the Philippines, he had a career best season, and he was a huge ball of energy. And he and Metellus doing the turnover sellies, it was fantastic. But everyone and their mom was wondering, all right, so who's going to replace him? Well, the Vikings made that very clear of what their plans are by re-signing Theo Jackson. Now, they could have went out and drafted a safety that could have gone all in on a free agent safety, but they didn't. But they signed Theo Jackson, and we said it was paying a player before they blew up. Right, it's exactly what they did with Josh Metellus a couple years ago, signing his 2-year, $8 million deal, and Theo Jackson with his 2-year, $12.615 million deal. That's exactly what they did as well. And Theo, I love Theo Jackson, man. So he's 6th-round pick back in the day, coming out of Tennessee. Got picked up by the Titans. Eventually, the Vikings signed him off of the Tennessee practice squad. And heading into year 4, wanting some more, I think that he is indeed going to be a dude. Has 2 career picks, and just whenever he was on the field, he made a big-time play, right? And also, what's great, too, is that in training camp last year with Florida's defense in year 2, like, it just seemed like Theo was making a play. Play a day keeps the doctor away. Right? And he's just looking really damn good. Right? And also, what's interesting is that during training camp last year, it was a lot of second-team defense versus first-team offense, first-team defense versus second-team offense. So Theo Jackson was getting it done against Sam Darnold and company. Speaking of... transitions are silky smooth today. Sam Darnold signing with the Seahawks, getting paid around the NFL. Will Sam Darnold build on his breakthrough 2024 campaign? Blah, 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 blah. So basically, is Sam going to be better or worse than last year with the Vikings? And Kevin Patra of NFL.com thinks worse. All right, so last year with the Vikes, 17 games, completed 2/3 of his passes. Yeah, he had a 100-plus quarterback rating. Yeah, he had a 100-plus quarterback rating in 13 of 17 games, I believe, which is pretty damn good. But 4,319 passing yards, 7.9 yards per attempt, so it wasn't all dink and dunk. 35 passing touchdowns, 12 picks, and a partridge in a pear tree. Right, but Patrick thinks that his numbers are going to be worse. What a difference a year makes. Darnold was reborn under Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, finally looking like a passer many envisioned when he entered the NFL way back in 2018. Better late than never, whatever. The Seahawks' previous experience with the New York Jets washout worked so well that they're diving back in the deep. This is so snarky. New offense coordinator Clint Kubiak, we remember him. Little Coobs, spent the 2023 season with Darnold in San Francisco. The relationship and some scheme familiarities for the quarterback should be beneficial. So saying that the numbers will be worse, I get it, but I mean, not even talking about the supporting cast in Seattle is a pretty hefty step down from Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. So JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, is rising up and is going to be one of the better slot receivers in the game. But, I mean, the leftovers of Cooper Kupp, MVS, okay, and their offensive line legitimately might be worse than the Vikings last year. So much so. I mean, especially when you have a fully healthy Darisaw and you have a Brian O'Neill. I mean, Cross is solid. Abraham Lucas, Oli Oluwatimi, former teammates with J.J. McCarthy in Michigan back in the day. Christian Haynes from Connecticut. I mean, that's what Anthony Bradford, really. And then, of course, they got Gray Zabel in the first round. And now you could say maybe their running back duo of Walker and Charbonnet is better than Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones now. Certainly was better than Ty Chandler, Cam Akers, and Aaron Jones last year. Sure, Fant is worse than Hawkinson. I'll take him, but I mean, yeah, it is a pretty significant step down in play caller, Kevin O'Connell, Clint Kubiak, Lou Coobs, as well as talent surrounding Sam Darnold. So I actually think that Darnold could take a pretty significant step back, but we'll see. I mean, I'm wishing him the best, but just being real here, like he had a pretty damn good in Minnesota, which should point out the fact that J.J. McCarthy's walk into a pretty damn good setup as well, especially with a better running game, better interior offensive line. I'll go there. Also, hey, happy belated birthday, Jonathan Greenard, just turning the big 2-8, Adrian Peterson year. Maybe not. But also, it's interesting he shares a birthday with Kevin O'Connell. It's kind of fun, man. But Greenard is in the thick THICC of his prime. First year with the Vikings, 12 sacks. Started in the Pro Bowl. Should have been second team All-Pro, but nah. Third in the NFL in pressures as well, and just getting after things, right? And coming in, learning the Flora scheme on the fly, becoming a team leader, and also, again, props to Kwesi, man. So Greenard on his 4-year, $76 million deal with $38 million guaranteed, averaging $19 million per season. He's the 16th highest paid edge rusher in the league right now. I mean, even with a fresh up contract with AVG, slightly above Greenard. I mean, Greenard at 19 is an absolute steal. And also, let's remember the fact that Danielle Hunter up there, averaging 35.6 per season with his revised contract with the Texans. But Greenard and Van Ginkel's first contract was $10 million per year. So they had AVG and Greenard both of the NFC starting outside linebackers for the Pro Bowl at $29 million per year, which is pretty damn good. So I honestly could see Greenard contract being freshened up after next season. Right, so you're working out because he's one of the contracts that have a balloon cap hit in 2026. So an extension or restructure certainly will get there. Right. Lastly, speaking of the cap, Ari Marioff, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said owners had a lengthy discussion at the league meetings about the salary cap system and how well it's working, whether teams are operating within its intended spirit, and what changes need to be needed in the next round of collective bargaining with the players' union. In short, owners are already looking ahead to potential changes to keep the system fair, competitive, and free of loopholes. So loopholes, getting around cap restraints by extensions, restructures, and also you look at teams like the Saints who just completely mismanage their cap. Is there a way that you can save teams from themselves? Sure. But also, is this all window dressing for the league trying to squeeze the players for percentage points back? I mean, it's possible, right? Now, the CBA doesn't expire until March 2031, so we still have 5-6 years to go there. But it's something to look forward to because it's not like the money's shrinking. It's not like the money's going away with the new streaming platforms and the bidding wars. I mean, you might find a spot where 10, 15 years down the road where the NFC package, which is on Fox now, is on Netflix, and the AFC package on CBS goes to Amazon. That's just is what it is, right? But the NFL, we'll see what happens there. But as long as we got Kwesi and Rob Thug Life Brzezinski, we'll be all right. Any excuse to play the clip. That's all. Anyways, that's it. Have a happy, safe Memorial Day Monday. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you very much for coming along, making this fun. Skol production value.